Guardian?
Eyesupsaf.
Eyes up, Guardians. It's time for another build. Today, we're actually going to be taking a look at a Dawn Chorus build. This thing is absolutely fun to play, I will say that. But first and foremost, I do want to point out that the Lustrous armor set is not very good, okay? Before I start this video, I want to preface this by saying that I was really excited for Lustrous armor set. I was like, you know what, that 4-piece Rapid Solar Final Blows Heal You is going to be insane with some Solar Warlock, but it's not. It has an internal cooldown and it only heals you for like 30 health. So it's really not that great. I'm going to be farming trials because I actually want to switch out this 2-piece Lustrous set that I have for a 2-piece trial set, the twofold crown, which is this one, because this one says picking up an ammo brick heals you. And the health that you get for picking up an ammo brick is actually 70 health, which is a whole of a heck lot better than what the Lustrous armor set provides. So I'm kind of upset about the Lustrous armor set. That's my little rant before we start the build. This build is fantastic, okay? So before I go over the build, I just want to show you guys a little bit of how this works. It's pretty much just all Scorch. So you start off with your class ability. You start scorching your target as much as you can. And as you can see, they just take it. They just take it. Absolutely take it. And we're just constantly applying Scorch. We're constantly getting our abilities back. Now, I will say this. You're really more so focused on the fact that you want to get back your class ability over anything else, because most of your damage here is going to be coming from your Hellion as well as your weapons. Now, the other thing that I do want to go over before I go into this build is Dawn Chorus does buff Dawnblade super quite a bit, but I want to show you guys why I'm not using the Dawnblade super. So I'll show you guys the damage on Carl here. We'll just go ahead and continue to just use only our super and nothing but our super. Okay, it's 17,755 with a 1,075 DPS. If I switch over to Song of Flame, which is the super that I am using for this current build, I'll show you guys the damage with this one. 38,763. Now the DPS is a little bit lighter than Dawnblade, yes. However, the overall damage that you can put out with Song of Flame is much more consistent. On top of that, you get the benefits of damage resistance for your team, and you also get damage resistance for yourself. And you also get the benefit that you can weave and shoot your guns in between using the super, which is also amazing. Let's get right into the build. So we are using Song of Flame for our super. When I did Mythic content yesterday, however, I did switch off of Song of Flame and we ran Well of Radiance with the same exact build, and it worked fantastic. There was no difference there. We are using Phoenix Dive so we can get this back quicker. We are using Incinerator Snap just because I enjoy snapping my fingers more than throwing out fireballs. Fusion Grenade, you can use really whatever grenade you want. If you want some Scorch improvement, you can use Incendiary Grenade, but this takes a long time to get back. So I find the sweet spot is Fusion Grenade because it doesn't take as long to get back and it still provides a decent amount of Scorch on targets. We are using Touch of Flame for improved grenade, so that way our Fusion Grenade can explode twice. We're also using Hellion, which is the main use of this build, to just apply Scorch to everything. For our fragments, we're using Ember of Singeing, where your class ability recharges faster when you scorch targets. We also have Ember of Char. Your solar ignitions spread Scorch to affected targets. We have Ember of Ashes. You apply more Scorch stacks to targets. And then we also have Ember of Eruption. Your solar ignitions have increased area of effect. These are the ones that I decided to use. You can also switch this out, and if you want to, you can run Ember of Resolve, so your solar grenade final blows cure you, but To be honest, you're not spamming your grenades nearly as much in this build. You're really focusing on weapon damage and Hellion more so than anything else, and also getting your super back as quickly as possible. Now, in terms of the weapons, these do change up a little bit, so I just want to kind of go over what I've been using. For the top slot, when I ran Mythic content, I ran Outbreak Perfected, just because Outbreak Perfected is extremely busted with TechSec armor. And I am running a 2-piece of TechSec armor, so I did use Outbreak Perfected. But in most cases, I do end up just using Mint Retrograde. If you want an exotic option for this build, you can switch out Mint Retrograde and you can run Aegir Scepter. And Aegir Scepter helps to apply slow to targets, so that way your solar weapons do more damage if you're running the Cauterized Darkness. So you can use Aegir Scepter if you like. But in most cases, I just stick to a non-exotic loadout and I run Mint Retrograde with Yeartide Apex. My Yeartide Apex has Attrition Orbs as well as Burning Ambition, which I think is really, really good. I also do like to use Chaos Reshaped if I'm not running a solar build, but if I am running a solar build, I will put on Burning Ambition. And then this Unwavering Duty is insane. So this has Incandescent with Burning Ambition. This is really good for ad clear. So in some cases, you can actually just use your Unwavering Duty for ad clear and just apply so much more Scorch than if you were to use Yeartide Apex. And then you can run a double special setup if you want to. When I'm running Mythic content, specifically Kepler Mythic content, I will run this weapon setup here, where I go Outbreak Perfected. I use Returned Memory with Burning Ambition on it. So this one has Lead from Gold with Burning Ambition. I'll use this in my special slot, and then I'll keep Unwavering Duty on for my heavy, just because I really do enjoy using this particular weapon for ad clear with that role. Now, when it comes to the armor, Dawn Chorus is the exotic of choice, obviously. We are running a super mod as well as Dynamo, Solar Strand, Dual Siphon. You will switch this to the Stasis one if you end up running the Stasis weapon instead. And then I also have Radiant Light because I'm mainly playing this build in a fire team. For our arms, we are running Firepower, Harmonic Loader, as well as a Grenade Font to get some more grenade energy and bump us up over to the 70 so we get the normal 100 stat of Grenade. For our chest piece, we are running our typical resist mods. For our legs, we have stacks on stacks, so that way when we do grab an Orb of Power, we get 2 armor charge instead of 1. We're running Absolution, so that way we get a reduced cooldown on all of our abilities when we pick up an Orb of Power, as well as Better Already, so that our health begins to regen when we pick up an Orb of Power. On our bond, we are running Powerful Attraction, Time Dilation, as well as Bomber to reduce grenade cooldown when we use our class ability, because we do use our class ability quite a bit. So every time we use our class ability, what's happening is we're using Powerful Attraction to suck up all the orbs. We're getting a longer time on our armor charge for our ability regen, and we're regenning our grenade ability in the same process. In terms of stats, I'm still working out the stats on this build for what I exactly want, but I do like having 100 super because I do enjoy getting Song of Flame back very quickly, especially as we're scorching targets. We are also running 129 on class. This just comes from the armor itself, so I'm probably going to try to switch up some armor pieces just a little bit to get some more in the grenade stat, so that way we can have like maybe 4 100s. And then we also have 100 weapon, because your weapons do play a big role in your damage with this build, and that's what I really like about it. All the other builds that I've been playing or testing or using really focus on ability damage more so than weapon damage, and I wanted to kind of coordinate a build that has a mix of both, and I feel like this is a really good build for that. But yeah, I really like this build because I've been using it in all of the content recently. All my farming content, all my mythic content, all of my conquests. It's a really fun build to use. So if you guys like the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave it down in the description below what you think of this build and if there's anything that you would change. As you guys know, I'm still new to building in this game, so I'm trying to bring you guys the best that I can, but I also lean on you guys. So if you have any changes or anything that you guys want to talk about in the comments, go ahead and do that. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.